for this webinar, our students. And we have with us the great speaker, CA Rushabh Shahi, and moderator, CA Abhijit Sek. The moderator, sir, will be introducing to you with the speaker. Over to Abhijit ji. Sir, your voice.
Now it is clear?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you for joining us for today's session of the Run at the Rate 100 webinar series, an initiative by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Board of Studies Operations, to celebrate excellence, ignite insights, and empower the next generation of finance professionals. Today's session is an exciting one and a truly essential skill in the modern financial world. Topic is communication styles, adapting the audience from CEO to clients. To lead us, I would now like to welcome our chairman, sir, CA Rohit Ruvatia, sir. CA Rohit Ruvatia is an iconic Central Council member of ICI and currently serving as the chairman of Board of Studies Operations. Renowned for his visionary leadership, he holds the distinction of being one of the youngest management committee member, regional council member, and now the Central Council member in ICI's history. He has contributed for major initiatives for inclusion of ICI's name in the Guinness World Record for the largest career counseling session led impactfully in the name of Practice Ki Pathshala and the residential training for the new COP holders. As chairman, he continues to shape policies and methods of practice like CA profession and his aspiring student respectively. Dedicated to students' empowerment, he is committed to modernize CA education through digital platform, innovative learning methods, and industry-related training, making him a key force in redefining the future of CA profession. We welcome you all, sir. Now I would like to introduce our Vice Chairman, sir, CA Sanjib Sanghi, a seasoned chartered accountant with over 26 years of experience, currently serving as the Vice Chairman of Board of Studies Operation, ICI. As a Central Council member, he is widely respected for his leadership in digital transformation, capacity building, and professional development. As a capable chartered accountant, he led impactful initiatives like Udan and the Voice of Diamonds. He has actively contributed to various ICI committees and held key positions to professional and social organizations. Known for his visionary approach, he is committed to empowering young professionals, enhancing auditor ethics, and strengthening ICI's global presence through innovation and inclusion for growth. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker for the day, CA Rushabh Shah. He is a chartered accountant with over 5 years of experience across multinational corporations, specializing in finance controllership, CFO advisory, and financial services. Currently, with BDO India, he plays a vital role in delivering large-scale CFO shared services across sectors. Beyond finance, CA Rushabh is a passionate public speaker, cricket enthusiast, commentator, and a creative poet. Let's give a warm welcome to CA Rushabh Shah. We welcome you.
Thank you.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so very good evening to one and all, our honored dignitaries, my fellow moderator, sir, and our lovely Board of Studies team. By way of introduction, as our moderator sir has told that I basically possess a vivid experience in CFO services and finance controllership, where we come across various people, say from the bottom to bottom level, the ground level people till the top management. We have meetings, we communicate through various channels, we tend to have debates, we tend to have aggressive discussions, and even sometimes in this professional world, we tend to have fights. So Today, the topic somewhere or the other is so much relatable to my field which I come from, and is so much relatable from our all the fields, be it audit, be it management, be it consulting, be it advisory, be it any sort of thing. Right from the very beginning, the day we started walking, we have been communicating with various people. We made friends, we had families. Once we stepped out, we went in school, we talked to our teachers, we had mentors, then we cleared that, we went to college, now we are enrolled by our institute to have one of the most prestigious degrees. So there you and I have met several people across several streams, faced several challenges in communicating our needs. Sometimes the doubts were cleared, sometimes the doubts were not communicated properly, so on and so forth. So today's discussion, I won't say today's lecture or today's presentation, it's merely a discussion because we would be the one talking and not I would be the one talking. Because communication, it's never one sided. If I keep on speaking and it's just that other people, the people at the other end just keep on absorbing, then maybe that communication is not said to be complete. Because in communication, if say sender is sending some message, the acknowledgement of that message and a feedback of that message is something which plays a vital role in authenticating and acknowledging that my message, which I wanted to convey, how I wanted to convey, how much I wanted to convey, and before that, on the top, what I wanted to convey has been nicely communicated. So today's presentation and discussion is basically adapting to the environments while talking to several streams of people, be it our clients, be it my manager, be it my executive reporting to me, be it my partner, be it my CFO, CEO, and parallelly, be it my clients. So we are going to run on two parallel paths. That is, when we are at our own home, as in I'm working in my company and I'm talking with my peers, with my seniors, with my CEO, CFOs, and parallelly, I am serving a client. So there also what communication happens, how the communication happens, and how it should actually happen, that is something that we'll be taking up. So to start with, we have a small PPT, the medium through which I'll be conveying what things need to be done, how it is done, and how where care needs to be taken. And other than that, we are blessed enough to be enrolled by the institute, because in this journey of internship, articleship, studies, and then getting engaged with various companies after you clear, this thing becomes a daily practice for you. This thing becomes your organ itself, where you would you would be practicing it daily, you will be conveying it, you will be putting forth thoughts, and you gradually improve. So starting with, so we have the first thing, communication styles, adapting to audiences from CEOs to client. Next we have is the table of contents. Let's have a quick go through. First, as always, we'll start with introduction. What is communication? What is adaptable communication? What is effective communication? Blabbering, talking out loud, speaking anything, that is also communication. But effective communication is talking what is required, talking how it is required, talking when it is required, and talking quality. This is what you call effective communication, and it is ensured that my message has reached properly. That's what gives a closure to the effective communication. And adaptable communication is something where I need to talk what, how much I need to talk, what I need to talk. So, all in all, this whole PowerPoint presentation, this whole discussion will be based on these particular aspects. Moving ahead, first thing, Why adaptability matters? Well, to start with, our life starts at home. So, our emotional bond with our parents, our emotional bond with our friends, our professional bond with our colleagues, just play between the words. I have started with emotional, I proceeded to professional. The quotient that we have, it's good to practice empathy, it's good to have empathetic values. Say, I empathize you. After keeping sympathy aside, sympathy is just a subset of the whole empathy atmosphere. Empathy is something we need to have, but we cannot be the same level of emotional human being every time and everywhere, or else we are nothing but an emotional fool getting carried away and landing up nowhere. So why adaptability matters? Tailoring your message, designing your message as per the requirement for the person, with the person you are talking to. This basically builds trust. This basically gives more power to your content as well as your message, and enhances your understanding with diverse audiences. As in, you talking to your executive, you talking to your manager, you talking to your director, you talking to your CFO and CEO. The content, level of content, the quality of content. While talking to our executive, you become comfortable fast because you talk to them on day-to-day basis. After some time passes, you tend to step ahead from being mere colleagues to professional buddies or friends, and then again a step ahead where you become friends. So in this whole journey, the communication, the filter of that communication becomes a bit diluted. You become more open, you tend to present your thoughts more clearly. But when talking to the CFO, talking to the CEO, that filter has to be a hardcore filter. You cannot be speaking in the same way, using the same content, or quantifying the same content, quantifyingly presenting the same content to the CEO or CFO, because time measured with executives runs in hours. But as you move up the table, time reduces. CFO has only a few minutes for you, and you have to present your deck, or you have to present your idea, or you have to present your results. You cannot be using the same storyline as you used with your executives, or else you'll miss the train. So, adaptability here plays a very good role, that you need to understand what, when, how, where, how much. Next is presentation goals. How much to present? What is the requirement of the one who is standing opposite to you? My executive would like to know the whole story of how the things went. My manager would say be on the same side, but again, the content that I'll be consuming, the content that I'll be presenting would be comparatively lesser than I presented to my executives, because he is the one or she is the one, they would be presenting a vivid portfolio of projects. They won't be just focusing on your projects, rather they would have a vivid portfolio. Their exposure would be comparatively higher than yours. And then when it comes to CFO, as I already told, crisp and quality. One bite of it, and the CFO gives the result, or the CEO gives his hearing that yes, we are on the right path. Key takeaway. Again, effective communication is a skill that can be learned and refined. This is not a one day job. As and when you meet new people, or as and when you get to know people more and more by each passing day, effective communication gets mastered. You tend to sit mum on your side. You just think कि जो होएगा देखा जाएगा. This won't be there. Or you brag that I am the one, oh, I have some inferiority complex, or I am something ambivert, or I am very much extrovert, or please don't bother me, I am introvert. You have to be somewhere in between. In professional life, there is nothing called as black and white when it comes to communication. You need to have filters, you need to have quality, you need to measure your talk while you present. Even if you are angry, which this applies same to our general life as well. It's not just corporate. How much ever you are angry, It's your anger, it's your problem. But when you present the thing that starts from here, while it comes here, just make sure you have a perfect filtration plant installed in between, so that if it is delivered, the harsh of the harsh words, when mixed with tons of sugar, eventually it's going to be delivered sweet. Although the medicine that is served will have its impact, but not a reactive impact, rather a responsive impact. Moving ahead, understanding communication styles. As I said, three communication styles happen. Either it's passive, मैं तो कुछ नहीं करने वाला, पहले कोई बोलेगा let other catch the train, then I will see कुछ है नहीं है, then I will go, या एनी टाइम एनीथिंग हैपेंस मैं काम करता हूँ, भाई साहब आप मेरी तरफ से बोल लीजिए, या इफ समवन स्पीक्स आई विल स्पीक, if anything happens to me, or if I am sad, or if something is wrong with me, still I'll not speak, I'll wait someone else to speak. Or if I'm in a group, the group has suffered, or the group wants to convey, someone please go ahead, someone please start. So some people have this issue of, say, taking starts or taking initiatives. That's fine, that can be mastered. But after someone takes the start and still you think, okay, I'll be the one coming at the last, giving at a closure, this is something questionable. This is something that is going to affect you in the long run, because not every day you will be in a group. Someday you will have to have your fights alone. Someday you will have to deal your issues alone. Someday you will have to handle your projects alone. Although it is said projects are done in a team, but several responsibilities are such where, irrespective of anyone's actions, you are the sole one answerable. You are the one and only who is responsible. So, in passive communication, overthinking is too much. Too scared to say what you think. उसको ऐसा लगा तो, what would they think, how would that sound. It is good to think, it is good to give a thought, it is good to think twice thrice, but it's not good to overthink. It is not at all advisable, because in overthinking it just goes on and on, and the thought that popped up in your brain dies in your brain, never comes out of your mouth, or when it comes out of your mouth, it's too late. It's too late to tell, अरे पहले बोलना चाहिए था, अभी बोल के क्या फायदा. This is the kind of feedback you get. So passive communication is such being, and in passive communication, don't mistake passive communication as introvert. Introverts are different. They have their space. They are kind of assertive people, but they tend to talk point to point and then try to refrain away. They have this knack of being a bit passive, but introverts, I won't say they are fully into passive communication. Passive communication is something that let the whole cake be baked. I'll the one coming and putting a cherry. Rest and then claim contribution for the whole cake making. This is what we understand why passive communication. You avoid eye contact. Someone is looking right into your eyes, someone is looking right into your eyes, asking questions, asking for responses, and then your eyes are like down or you are looking somewhere else. This clearly shows that you bear a negligible or a negative amount of confidence, or you are too scared to present, even if it is a truth. Others need to put first. Shrugging, no body posture, a perfect body posture. Whenever you go for an interview, the interviewer sitting just opposite to you, look into his eyes. Even then you don't know, there's a way of telling I don't know. In assertive communication, this is the perfect term. This is the perfect habit to be inculcated as and when we go ahead. Be confident, express yourself very much clearly. Firm posture, not an arrogant posture. Firm posture, yet a welcoming one. You are giving out a positive vibe. As my Gen Z friends say, you need to have that aura. You need to have that vibe. Vibe nahi mil rahi hai. In assertive communication, you need to pass on that vibe. Although the vibe coming from the other end is something that needs a check again and again, your vibe is something you should be welcoming. Your posture should be correct. Your firmness should be there. You should stick to your words. You tend to express your own needs, and this basically increases my own self-esteem, because after a point of time, howsoever the rigid nature of the interviewer or the person sitting opposite to us or sitting with us is, as the time passes or as the conversation flows, this is going to be changed. And third one is aggressive. सीधी भाषा में कहने जाओ, the one who doesn't have content shouts too much, or the one who doesn't know or doesn't want to take a stand shouts so much. Rather than conveying an opinion, he or she tends to impose an opinion. The attitude is something, I am Mr. Right. No, other ones are wrong. I don't want to hear anyone. Others' needs are put first, but then when it comes to my own need, then it's just burst out. Parallelly, the art of saying no. You cannot be saying yes to everything, or else you'll end up nowhere. The thing, there is a way to say no. If someone asks, if your manager asks, say, I have this work, टीम में सब लोग आई थिंक थोड़े बिजी है, आप ये कर लोगे क्या? You don't have time, honestly. If there is willingness issue, I can understand that there's nothing that can be done. But when you literally have no time and you want to respond, but you are confused how to respond, you can just say, it's good that you chose me for this work. I thank you for this. But the thing is, I am handling this work. Please advise me. You send the ball to his or her court. Please guide me or advise me how I can just do this work in between these lines, because these things are equally important. Yes, if that work is more of a priority, you can seek for a guidance, you can seek for mentorship as to how do I plan my work. But telling no also has its way. Nahi karega ja. This is not a way. Even at home, the thing is, the way our comfort is, where we enjoy more comfort, we try to be more blunt. But then we are not aware at what time that may backfire to us. So these are passive, aggressive, and assertive communication styles that we need to improve, because somewhere or the other we are passive and aggressive. No one is born assertive. We might have that knack of assertive, a thin line of assertive, but since we are not used to or exposed to the corporate world, since we are not used to or exposed to several people whom we have to work with, the communication tends to be either passive or aggressive. Because first thing, we don't know to express our thoughts, or else when we try to express, it's a vomit. So step by step, line by line, if it comes out, it sounds sweet, because even it should sound sweet. That would be followed in the slides to come. But yes, your communication, even when you chat, even when you talk over call, even when you talk on Teams, even when I am presenting, the board of studies welcomed me with such a grace that I am their member, that I have to present, and I just run slides. हाँ भाई हो गया, 4:30 I am done. So thank you so much, I am gone. Then yes, they will also consider कम्युनिकेशन का टॉपिक इनको दिया था, बट इनको ही कम्युनिकेशन सीखने की जरूरत है. Getting it? So now, after moving from passive versus aggressive to assertive communication styles, we move ahead. Why adaptability matters? Why do we need to adapt to several levels, several situations of communication? Number one, the cost of miscommunication. Miscommunication directly, as misunderstandings affect relationships or affect friendships, the gap in understanding, the gap in communication affects your business. The client communicated you some of his needs or some of his scope, that I want some kind of work. Like I am in CFO services, we take up the whole finance department of a particular MNC. Doesn't matter how big it is, how globally exposed it is, we tend to take the whole lot of the finance control, be it budgeting, be it say approving stuff, be it anything. Business is what is done by the client. But when the client conveys to us, we being the consulting people, when clients conveys things to me stating that I want this thing, and in that, if I fail to read between the lines, I purely misunderstand his requirements and consider everything as just accounting and tell, हाँ मेरे दो बंदे आ जाएंगे, आपके यहाँ करके जाएंगे. It was total miscommunication flavored with misunderstanding, and this leads to loss of project. And don't you think that particular player is himself a market leader or would be a network person of some market leader and would give a very good feedback to them as well, which would say clean our pipeline so much that all the other projects that are say expected would be stalled. So that is something, cost of miscommunication. You think, okay, I misjudged, I miscommunicated, but that one missed chance or that one mistaken chance can make you suffer worth crores, not just monetarily. It can literally impact the goodwill of the organization or your personal goodwill or the team that you are working in. Consequences of errors. Again, when you don't understand the things, rather than asking, you assume ये ऐसा ही होगा, इनमें ऐसा था. Assumption in life, not just in communication, assumption in whole life is a crime. Never assume. Even if you seem bold, even if the other one thinks that इसको एक बार में नहीं समझता, नहीं समझता दोस्त. Ask twice, ask thrice. That person will get a bit frustrated talking to you, but you will get clarity. You will be the safest individual in the whole world. That yes, I got clarity on this. Now I know what, how, where, when, how much to work on this. So we have one scenario again, a client's vague request scope made the scope creep and budget overruns. The client tend to communicate me something, and then it so happened that my scope just burst out. He asked me for financial planning and analysis, and I sent my two accounting teams there, stating that stating that this project can be handled by these people. These are qualified enough to look after your project. But then what happened is scope was in tatters and budget was anyways gone, because what they wanted and what we delivered had a huge gap. Moving on, analyzing and understanding your audience. Right from the time you wake up and right from the time you sleep, you meet several bands of people. In the morning, you woke up, your audience is your parents because you speak to them. Next, if you take an auto, you take a cab, you tend to take a ticket for the train. The person you are communicating your needs, that is your audience. You coming to office, talking to your executives, देखो ये project है, this is the project that has come. Now we need to say slice it, divide the responsibilities, that is our audience. Then when your manager takes update, he is your audience, he or she is your audience. When your partner comes, CFO comes, CEO comes, or the client comes, they are the audience. So as I said, if you go in a restaurant, everyone would have different tastes, everyone would have different needs. I would order a full buffet, but someone is not interested in that buffet. He's just interested in one single piece of dessert, and then he's done and gone. Although that dessert is a part of my buffet, but his needs only a dessert. The others needs only rice. So what to cater, how to cater, and how much to cater, this is something that we would be able to understand once we analyze and understanding who my target audience is, whom I'm communicating my stuff to. Number one, key audience factors. Consider demographics, interest, prior knowledge, and needs. Key audience factors. Consider demographics. Every area, say India is divided into 29 states. Every state has its own culture. Every MNC incorporated there has their own culture. Parallelly, to understand their culture, to understand their needs. Like in some states of India, if we go from time of 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., the efficiency of work, the execution of the project, the quality of work is somewhat hampered because they have this tendency of getting laid back, having a nice sleep. Even in Maharashtra, in some places, if you tend to talk business, tend to work, tend to ask your labor guys to work, say for example, there's a place in Maharashtra called Bhiwandi. It's well known for power looms and all. From 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., it is a trade practice that the workers as well as the owners tend to have rest. So they basically avoid meetings then. Where in case Mumbai never sleeps, Delhi never sleeps, Gurgaon never sleeps, Bangalore never sleeps. So these are the things. And when you talk to a US client after their working hours, they won't come. Spain, when they have holidays, it is a holiday. No compromise with that. If I have communicated in advance that it's a holiday today for me, kindly plan your activities in advance. So we are the one who should be planning activities. So this is the one like key audience factors. Next is gathering insights. Use surveys, feedback, and direct observation. So when you are actually planning or selling a product, say you came up with a startup of air purifiers. The air quality nowadays is so nice that we need air purifiers. So you came up with a startup. Now the air quality of index in some part of India is worse. In some parts of India, it's bad. And in some part of India, it can be better. So the air purifiers that you are planning to sell and the budget also, the cost of living in metro cities is higher than in rural areas. You can sell your air purifiers for 5,000 in metro cities. But same thing, you try going for some remote areas, no one will buy. Rather, they'll tell, sir, आप आ जाओ, आप ठीक हो जाओगे हमारी नेचुरल हवा खाकर. Getting it? So you tend to have surveys rolled out, take feedbacks, how the thing goes, when does the people sleep, wake up, how long are they exposed to the outer environment, based on which you'll tend to plan your product, customize your product, and accordingly sell. This is how you understand who your audience is. Now if I talk, if I am in my office, if I talk the same way I talk, if I talk to CEO the same way I talk to my executive, a long story, everything कि ये process किए. Remember, your boss is not concerned about the process. Your boss is primarily concerned about the result, the timelines met, the deliverables done, and the quality of the deliverables done. I'm sorry, the quality of the deliverables done. This is your boss's focus. What is my focus? All the team members are divided their responsibilities. I do the work within the time. I follow the perfect process. I pull out the data perfectly. This is what we work. We have this whole platter of which I have to serve my final dish to my boss. So understand your audience includes key audience factors, gathering insights, and yes, tailoring your message. When I wear clothes, size 40 to a size XL fits. Someone who is bulkier than me, he would be, say, preferring a bigger size. Or someone who is thinner than me, they would be preferring some other size. So if I take a cloth and go to the tailor, sir, तीनों के लिए same size का कपड़ा सिलाओ. Do you think that would serve the purpose? Not at all. So, same way with communication. The way you talk to your parents, sometimes we get too comfortable, too open. After we turn 18, 19, when parents say, consider me as your friend, that is one of the biggest frauds. You still have to have those filter, because once you are fully opening your gates, still that's a problem. Filter has to be everywhere. So tailoring your message, adapt the content and deliver accordingly with the required audience. Moving ahead. So stakeholders matrix. Now, whom do we call as our stakeholders? Stakeholders are number one, the top management. Number two, our customers. Number three, our investors. Investors would include the shareholders as well. If I'm talking from a company's perspective, for example, Reliance Industries Limited or Adani Ports Limited, these are the giant companies in India who are contributing nicely to the Indian economy. Not to forget Tata, Birla, Mahindra, all the companies are so large. Now, from a company's perspective, if I am a finance manager or a finance controller of that particular company, my stakeholders would be number one, the investors who are investing in my company, on whose money my company is running very nicely, my key managerial personnel, the shareholders, the common public, and the government as a whole, that whatever I'm manufacturing the company is not hazardous for my economy, is sustainably good, can be recycled. Because once the product is made, it's used, once the value is over, the utility is satisfied, and after it goes into, as Alfred Marshall sir says, the utility marginally dips down and goes into negative, we tend to throw away that product. If the product is harmful for that nature, that care has to be taken at the initial level itself. So stakeholder identification, map stakeholders by their influence and interest level. I have this chart, I am plotting who requires what, correct? If I go and tell my public is not interested with how my company works from within, how I handle company's finances, rather the public is invested in the returns that they get, the heights that the company achieves, and from the heights and rewards the company earns, how much is ultimately being contributed to the welfare or to the benefit of the company, of the public, be it monetary or in non-monetary terms. Information needs, how much, what information my CFO requires, target achieve hua, CEO requires, is the target achieved, CFO requires, do we have a healthy working capital, do we have a healthy EBITDA, are the finances good enough, do we see any expansion opportunities, what my shareholders would see, is the company doing sustainably good, what the government sees, is the company contributing nicely to the economy as well as doing good to the society. This is what I need to provide to my stakeholders. I'm identifying each of their needs, who wants what, correct? So going ahead and communicate, and just a second, I just missed it. Yeah. And communication, seek appropriate methods for each shareholder group. The data which I'm providing it to my CFO, that is kind of a raw data which needs more furnishing or more refining. Now, after the whole platter is decorated, then I'll serve it to the general public, the government, SEBI, or anyone at large. So this is auditor sir. I'm sorry if so moving on. Communicating effectively with the CEOs. Kawaljeet ji, hello. So, yeah. So communicating effectively with the CEOs. Now it's man to man.
Apologies.
Yeah, no problem, sir. No problem. Thank you. Now, communicating effectively with the CEOs. It's time to sit with the boss. It's time to present what you have prepared to the head chef. It's time to talk man to man, one to one. First thing that I'll be keeping in my mind, from the whole platter, what is the need of my CEO? Does he want results? Does he want numbers? Does he want variance? Does he want comparison? What does he want? B. So first thing is B. BE. आपको यही रहना है. Be concise and data driven. You might have very much additional information. You might have the best information of is what is going in the market. But first thing, sir, this is what our financials are. Quarter to quarter comparison or year on year basis comparison. Our company has performed nice. This has improved. This has reduced. The debt has increased. This is what you will pitch. Going ahead, if you know something about the market, that is something that is you think. See, we think everything is important to be, say, conveyed. But if it is point wise, I'll send the first dish ahead. Sir, I have heard that this is what, as per the government policy, is coming into the market. This is the news I have. If he shows interest, see, CEOs are always 100 steps ahead of us. They know better. For managers, we have to assume they know better. But CEOs, they are placed, they definitely know better. So be concise and data driven. After that, whatever you seem important, say prioritize that importance and then accordingly start delivering and respect their time. Be punctual enough. Whenever called, be there. And if you are running late, please inform in advance so that their time don't go waste. Because from a holistic view, from a company's perspective, their times bear more importance than us. Say this would sound odd or this might sound other way around. I'm sorry for that. But as and when a level of hierarchy increases, the responsibilities, the risks, the rewards, everything increases. And that's why the value of their time is important than ours. Second, understand their perspective. Understand from what angle that they are viewing this. Understand from what angle they are focusing. And accordingly, project your clarity, project your confidence, project your facts to them. This will say leave a long lasting impression in the minds of the CEOs because communication is a must. Scenario. Well, for an example, if we are presenting a new product launch, now the CEO asks straight away, how much are we projecting from revenue? How much this will impact the people and how much this will help us gain the market? And are there any duplicates there? Are there any products already being sold that if I say there are beauty products, we think it's Himalaya, we think it's Nivea, the brand comes automatically to our mind. Now, when I want to establish my product, I'll have to be innovative and present that innovation to my CEO. An effective response. Now, when the CEO provides a response, he would give his opinion. Now, you need to analyze that response and summarize that with your financial projections and a concise summary. Moving ahead, best practices as a manager. When you are a manager, you have many people reporting to you. When you convey, make sure you have clarity of what you want from them. Place transparency that, see, I'm happy with your performance, I'm not happy with your performance. Politics happens everywhere, let's keep that aside. But be clear in your thoughts. The said employee would enjoy more comfort with you and over a period of time would open up very nicely citing his or her opinions. Active listening everywhere. Even if you're an executive, even if you're a manager, even if you're anyone, just make sure you actively listen to people. Listening actually saves relations. Hearing is something you just hear and let it go. Listening, this goes in our ears, filters, refines, processes in our mind, and then our action should be something responsive and not reactive. This is what a best practice whenever you reach the seniority position in your organization or whenever in your business, when you reach seniority or when you say tend to expand your reach, this is something very important. And regular check-ins. Talk to your employees regularly, talk to your friend, talk to your say colleagues, make them feel comfortable, talk to them like they are a part of your team, they are your organization, not merely on paper, but actually they are a part, and make them feel that. Going ahead, managerial project status update. Now update focus, addressing risk and managerial action. Well, there is some project that has come. Now what I'll do is, okay, I need to prepare some financials. I'll start with the raw data. Okay, journal entries are pending. Let my two account executives please prepare the journal entries. There is one associate above them. Kindly review. Have a 2 eye check review. You will be the one approving the entries. Then there's a senior associate who will be collating those entries, preparing a draft deck, and then the manager would pitch in, reviewing the whole financial statements, and then accordingly preparing the reports and then presenting it ahead. So what happened? Perfectly delegation and distribution of tasks, listening to their queries, giving them back, having clarity of what I need to do, being transparent from the team, what I require, and accordingly the dish that is prepared, the product that has come out, we accordingly presented it ahead. Communicating with team members, as I already told, be open, be honest. I am not telling to be very much open that you start talking about personal life in your office. No, that's a clear no no. Personal life is something that comes with your comfort. Sorry. Personal life is something that comes with your comfort, and personal life is something that has to be kept so much personal that after many thoughts, you then take a call whether to discuss or not. Here, what I'm talking is whatever is the requirement, whatever is the performance expected, and whatever is the result from that performance has to be very much open, very crystal clear. Supportive environment. You can't make your employees work like slog like anything. No. Plan the work, things go for a toss, or make them mentally prepared that during these times we'll have to invest more of our times, which will make them prepared well before and have a personalized approach. Next is effective task delegation scenario. As I told, whatever comes, plan it, assign it, provide all the necessary resources, discuss the plan. After giving them everything, it's same like a master chef India. So the chefs are there, today's task is given, now the ingredients required are also shared. Just go bring those ingredients. Now I'm giving you 1 hour time, prepare and then present it. And in the middle you would have seen that in that particular show, why I'm telling that it can be fully related with this. They even go and support them, they give them this tip that this is how, if you do this benefit you will get, or this will enhance the flavors, this will enhance the quality, and then you track it, and accordingly whatever the result comes, convey it to them. And your speech or your presentation or your feedback should be such up to your team members that they constructively welcome it, rather than getting a reaction to it. It is better that we be soft but firm enough. When we convey, we be soft, but firm. The message sent should be firm that, see, this was your expectation, you didn't meet it, I understand, but this is the last time that I'm seeing this. I want you to go ahead. This is how you convey. Going ahead, client communication. Now, life cycle and support. Now, awareness, consideration, and post purchase. First, I understand my client. Say what my client requires. How much is client ready to offer? Does that sit within my budget, and does my cost sit with the client's budget to shell out his pockets or not? And then after that is done, after the communication is done, after that the understanding is arrived at, considered, provide them detailed information. Sir, this is how we are going to do, this is how we are planning to do, this is what we will require from your end, and this is how we'll have our inputs here, and then we'll provide it to you. Even case studies like, see, this happened in the market, this is what this is something which we need to take care of, these are the potential risks that we are identifying. Communicate, convey, and then is something that after post purchase, after deal is closed, feedback is important. Is there any improvement points? Unless and until you are God, there is always a scope to improve. That's what my feeling about myself. I have this every time. Unless you are God, there is always a scope to improve. And this is what happens in post purchase. Now, client support, after sales services that we see in across all lines. When something goes for a toss, damage control happens, firefighting happens. Have a solution oriented approach rather than going for blame games. Have empathy and validation. Listen to your client. Your client might be frustrated, your client might sound rude, your client might be loud. Tell them, I understand, sir, but can you be a bit slow? I understand it's you are angry and you have all the right to be angry, but can we keep the conversation a bit low key, please? Then see what the thing happens. You conveyed it so nicely. The client would think that after all my banging, he still is sleeping on a bed sheet of ice. He is chilled out. So there is something, there is some plan with him. Let's hear from him what he wants to do. And when the clients say, all the things are delivered, the client's concern is addressed, then the client will definitely build more trust on you, and going ahead, you are bound to get businesses. Now, for all these slides, this is something, a recap of it. Tone, body language, and choice of medium. I wanted to speak it for long for this, but I think we have reached the borderline of the time. So I'll keep it very crisp here. Verbal communication face to face, that I've talked. But now I would more focus when you are talking over emails. Yes, Abhijit sir. Last 5 minutes, if you permit, sir. Thank you. Now, when you're talking over emails, talking over WhatsApp is not an official medium of communication. Have this written. When use MS Teams, use Skype, use Yahoo Messenger. If it's implemented organization wide, use Slack. That are something which are actually professionally approved means of communication. You should take care. You should watch out your words so nicely that it shouldn't even sound wrong. Hey, can I get this done, please? It's a bit priority. Can you please do it for me? It is priority. I have already communicated with this. He told me not to do. Actually, I had a discussion with my manager. He actually told that this thing can be done. See the intensity. These are the mails I typed. The languages that I used. Just making sure how it is sounding, because the person at the other end is not seeing you, is not seeing your intention or expressions. He is totally judging you from your text. So make sure whenever you use any medium, face to face, you typically understand how much comfort to take from whom. But when it comes on to WhatsApp, in general life, or professionally MS Teams, emails, or Slack, make sure your language is crystal clear, your purpose is matched, and then you are able to take the work out, still keeping the relations intact. Cultural differences in communication. Yes, multilinguistic people, multicultural people say they have different timings of work, low context cultures. Sometimes people tend to speak less. They have this very crisp yes or no kind of cultures. Some people have this knack of talking stories. So as and when you meet people and understand how these people function, and I have to function according to them to just blend into their environment. This is where you have achieved effective, adaptable communication. Where you fall, clarity, आधा सुना, उससे आधा समझा, उससे आधा प्रोसेस किया, and at then output goes for a toss. Assumptions. It's like having a rose in my hand, I'm just plucking it. She loves me not. She loves me not. Go and direct ask, what's the issue? Sir, is there anything that I need to understand? Is there anything? Don't assume anywhere. Assumption is a crime, as I already said. Poor listening. You are living in your own dreams. You are just listening, and okay, for the sake of listening, making someone feel good that you listened. No. If that is someone worth priority, you are actually doing that. This is a scenario where you are talking between two different teams who have different priorities, different targets. So their collaboration is something, coming in the middle and talking about a solution is something that is welcome. Now, these 3 slides, I'll just run it. I'm sorry, this went a bit long. Active listening and feedback, digital communication best practices. Digital communication best practices, I already conveyed. Active listening techniques, if you can't say process all the things, have a book and pen, or have mobile, just go on typing, or have a recorder. Record that with the permission, with the consent of someone else, with the consent of the speaker. Record it and revise it and listen it. Okay, so this is how you go, and then you are your own master. This is where we reach our conclusion. Practice active listening, communicate with people, be don't so much free that you tend to express all things in a day that the other person already starts judging you. Step by step. That's why India promotes SIPs, not just monetarily. SIPs in communication is also important. With this, I rest my discussion and I open the forum for the audience. Thank you, Abhijit Singh sir, and thank you, Board of Studies.
That was really a very insightful and powerful session, sir. Actually, I had some things to share with you. Like I totally agree with you. Gone are the days when taxation or accounting or GST, or you may say any subject, any technical subject, you need to have that skill to do the work. Now you need communication as the skill to bring the work. Work can be
Absolutely
done by
correct.
anyone, but the most important skill is to bring the work. And how you can bring the work is by your communication. So I think the audience would have been very much beneficial when benefited by your session. So sir, we had some questions from the audience. Like if
Sure,
you
sure,
allow
sure.
us, I
Yes, yes,
can
please, please.
question that. Thank you so much, sir. Just give me a minute. Uh,
Hearing
so
them?
sir, yeah,
Okay.
am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question was like, how can you assess whether your communication was effective after an interactive session with a senior?
Well, first thing, when you're talking to your senior, uh, I mean, analyzing the aftermath of my conversation while talking to my senior, I mean, not with senior, with anyone.
Hmm.
First thing I need to understand is what were his needs? What does he require to listen? I am not into pleasing anybody, but what data does he want? What content does he want? And after I delivered it, I can openly ask for a feedback from my senior that, sir, I'm not, I mean, on the spot. After some time, I can literally approach them, not the CEO, but from the senior manager or partner. You can anytime go and I, sir, in the morning or in the afternoon, we had the discussion. Can there be any more room for me to, or was my data that I provided to you sufficient, or is there something I can enhance? Actively asking for feedback builds trust and builds relation. It is not say something, it is bootlicking, something is like you are pleasing your manager. No, you genuinely went for a feedback that you conveyed the data. If it been the reverse case that you have no data, but your senior has asked some data and then told you, start pleasing him, telling that this, that, and vaguely, this is something you are people pleasing, this is bootlicking. But actively asking for feedback, like I had in my one of my slides, that actively asking for feedback is something which gives you an insight as to how can I improve or not. Else, assuming stuff would just increase self-doubt, would leave no room for improving. You will no leave no room for improvement, and just it will be going on and on like a circular loop in your mind. Rather, it's good to express, but yes, see the situation, see the time, and see it is necessary to see the mood of your senior, because they are handling quite a huge portfolio than yours, and professionally they are exposed to more risks and firefighting than you. So assess everything and try pitching your feedback.
So
Right.
it is the time to conclude this session. So please
Right.
concluding remarks on behalf of our
Yes. So thank you so much, CA Rishabh Shah, sir, for this insightful and power-packed session on communication styles adapting to audience from CEO to clients. You have truly shown us that beyond just crunching numbers, it's how we communicate them that drives real decisions. To all our participants, thank you for your presence and enthusiastic engagement today. We hope this session will assist in a positive manner on said topic. Let's continue the spirit of learning and be part of this 100-day run uh, webinars. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you to the faculty and moderator for the session. We also thank you to all dear students for their active participation in the session. We also thank you to our chairman and vice chairman, sir, for taking this initiative. Students are requested to please join this run series every Tuesday and Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. to learn and grow. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
We
Have a
can
nice
leave
day.
the Thank you.
Recording stopped.